All right, I'm back, y'all. I am back. I am back. I am back. Please come on back in. Come on back in. I'm gonna give y'all some time to get back in here because I was totally struggle streaming a few minutes ago, and that ain't cool. Your girl was struggle. I was struggling. Yes, I was. Mhm. So let me give y'all some time to come back in here so y'all can go ahead and get this content. So come on in, and hit that share. Share the video out, share me out, share me out. Thumbs up the video, thumbs up. I hope that y'all can hear me now. Let me know in the chat when you get in here if you can hear me because I was just live on a whole different broadcast. Y'all gonna have to, I'm gonna leave that video up. I'm not gonna take it down. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna recap a little bit. I'm not gonna go into too many details with recapping because yeah. Hey Dave Renee, you can hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. You can hear now? Okay, wonderful, wonderful. I'm so y'all, that was crazy. I had to go ahead and go live on my phone. For some reason, my laptop is just not when I go live on my laptop, the sound is terrible. The streaming is horrible. Like it's just struggling every single time I go live on my laptop on YouTube, that is. But just to recap a little bit as to what I was talking about on the last live, I was just talking about, first of all, a young lady who went viral on the internet because she didn't want to go to the Cheesecake Factory. Then I got into the young lady who was in Atlanta and she went and bought 48 oysters or something like that. Um, and the guy that took her on a date, he left her with the bill. So I had showed that video on my last live. You're gonna have to go over there and watch that because I'm not gonna show that again or play. You know, I could probably play the audio because y'all can hear me now. You know, in fact, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play the audio because on the last video, it just was not giving what it was supposed to give. So I'm gonna play the audio. In fact, for the video that I'm going to play for y'all with the young lady from the Cheesecake Factory, that's just going to be the audio as well. I'm not going to be able to play any videos from my phone. I don't know how to share um, videos on StreamYard from my phone. So we just going to get some audio today, and I hope that y'all are okay with just a little audio from these situations because you're going to the most important thing is to hear what the people are talking about anyway. You don't really need to see them, right? I mean, seeing them does give you like a picture of the people and things like that, but it is what it is. Um, okay, so I'm gonna play the audio. It's a 2-minute video. This video I'm gonna play right now. This is the one with the young lady in Atlanta who went on a date with this guy that she's been ditching for a few weeks. She met him out one night when she was with her friends, and she's been ditching him, his phone calls, but she went out and she ordered more oysters than she should have ordered, considering the situation. And he left her with the bill. But listen to her commentary.
Bored and I had time. So
Can y'all
today
hear
I
it?
speak with this nigga I met a few weeks ago out with my friends. This nigga been texting me for weeks talking to himself. Why I didn't block him, bitch, I don't know. But today I was bored and I had time, so he texted me like, "You want me for drinks?" And I'm like, "Yeah, meet me here." They got the best fucking oysters in Atlanta.
So the oysters are $15 a dozen. Okay. Let's keep listening.
Like hands down. So I'm like, yes, I can get some content. Come on. I'm so
She is eating away.
Yeah, when the fourth one came out, he was looking at me crazy. I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, baby, you invited me out. I'm gonna eat, and I was coming anyway. But I don't know. No, I want to do all that.
So the oysters were $15 a dozen. She ordered 4 dozen oysters. That's $60 just on oysters, plus drinks for a person who is ignoring your text messages.
But I did do all that. It was so good. I was not expecting it to be that good. It was just so good. Like I had to. It was so good. So after that,
Listen to this, y'all.
I'm like, baby, what's next? What I'm about to eat? These potatoes, they were so good, and the crab cakes.
Oh, y'all, I forgot she had got potatoes and crab cakes too. Like, I forgot all about that part. So that's $60 just for the oysters. And God knows how much more dollars it is for the crab cakes and the potatoes. She's bold.
Everything was so good. 10, 10, baby. Why the fuck this bitch ass nigga say he going to the bathroom and never come back?
As he should
The
have.
fuck? I'm like, hold the fuck on. It's been like 10, 20, 30 minutes, bitch.
Struggle streaming, sorry, but y'all get the gist. Hold up.
End up grabbing a tab, bitch. Nigga left me with his little one fucking drink. Yeah, bitch. I'm so glad bitch keep me some money because what? That was crazy to me. And I said, bitch, you run out on the tab. He talking about I'm offering you drink. The fuck are you talking?
So basically, he offered her out for drinks, right? She done went in there and ordered up a whole slew of food. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm really starting to think that these things are like little skits. And let's just say, for argument's sake, they are skits. Let me tell y'all, there are real people out here that do this type of stuff. Okay. There's real women out here that do this type of thing right here. So even if they are skits, they're really just trying to low key put women on. Y'all know what I'm saying? They're trying to low key put women on. But let's, just go with the narrative that this is all true and these things are really happening. These videos is really displaying what's happening in real time. Let's just say that that's the case. I say I want Kevin Samuels back. I wish Kevin Samuels could come back. I wish he could come back because these chicks is running freaking rampant on these internet streets. These chicks is crazy, baby. They crazy. Anyway, so that was it for the oyster lady, right? Now, let's get into why y'all really clicked on this video. Let's get into the Cheesecake Factory lady. So the Cheesecake Factory lady went viral about, I don't know, I want to say 5 days ago, but I just found out about the story yesterday, right? And so the Cheesecake Factory lady says she is too, she was like, Cheesecake Factory, do you see me? Do you see me? Like, me? Cheesecake Factory? I wouldn't dare. I'm not getting out this car. I look too good to go to the Cheesecake Factory. Are you freaking crazy? Are you crazy? Cheesecake Fact. Now let me just say this really quick before I get all the way into this story, right? Cheesecake Factory is not one of my favorite places to go. Not because it's a chain restaurant or anything like that, but because it's just not one of my favorite places to go. Like, number one, I don't like cheesecake. I don't like cheesecake. And number two, it's just not one of my favorite places to go. It's not one of those places that I know a lot of people that be like, oh, Cheesecake Factory, Cheesecake Factory, Cheesecake Factory. They be going crazy about going to Cheesecake Factory. I'm not that person. But had that been me and my date surprised me for the first time and took me to the Cheesecake Factory, I'm not gonna tell him, "Oh, I don't like the Cheesecake Factory. I don't like coming here. I don't eat cheesecake." I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna sit my happy ass down and order me something off the menu that I feel like I can eat, and I'm gonna eat it. But I won't be ordering no cheesecake. No, 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 no. It won't be no cheesecake because I don't like cheesecake. I'm gonna tell y'all this story real quick, real story. My ex took me out to dinner for my birthday one year, and it was a surprise. I didn't know where he was taking me. He took me to the Cheesecake Factory. And when we got there, I was saying to myself, like, okay, like, I don't even like the Cheesecake Factory like that. But you think I said that to him? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He had them sing happy birthday to me and bring me a piece of cheesecake out. You think I didn't eat it? I absolutely did. And I don't even like cheesecake. But I did because I didn't want to make him feel bad. Now, after that, so at that point, I learned that he loved cheesecake. So when his birthday came a couple of weeks later, I surprised him with a piece of cheesecake from Red Lobster. I think it was from Red Lobster because I had got him some Red Lobster takeout, and I got the cheesecake. And that's when I told him that I don't like cheesecake because he was asking like, "Did you get some for yourself?" I was like, "No, I really don't like cheesecake." And so, he was looking at me like, "What?" I guess he was surprised or wondering why I didn't say anything, but I didn't want to be ungrateful and I didn't want to hurt his feelings. So I just went with it. Anyway, after that video went viral with that young lady saying that she didn't want to get out the car because she was too good for the Cheesecake Factory, yesterday she went on this show and she spoke out. I wish I could show it to y'all, but my daggone internet is struggle streaming so bad I can't even show y'all. Show y'all. His name is Kevin Wesley, The Truth Factory. Okay. So make sure you guys go check out his channel. Shout out to him for getting this interview. I'm only going to be able to play the audio. So I want y'all to listen. We're going to play it right now. And I haven't watched the full video. I probably watched about 3 or 4 minutes of it. So I'm watching it pretty much for the first time with you guys. Okay. So we're going to watch it together. We'll listen to it
together. She does not want to be embarrassed. This conversation ended up going viral, and here we are. Alicia, it is a pleasure to meet you. Jay, pleasure to meet you. Welcome to the show, and thank you guys for being willing to come here and have this dialogue. I'm sure you guys have gotten a lot of flack.
Can y'all hear?
Maybe even some backlash and things of that nature from this video going viral. Well, yeah, before we get into it, we're going to take a moment and just relook at that video. It's been a couple of weeks, so.
Oh, it's been a couple of weeks. Can y'all hear it? Let me know. Girls. Can you hear Latricia? Let me just get the door for you. Okay.
That's the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't get out this far. Mm-mm.
I want y'all to see this so bad. I want to see if I could try to turn the camera around. I don't know how to turn the camera around. So y'all can see. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
He said, "You're recording me?"
This is the Cheesecake Factory.
Huh.
This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. What's the problem with that? This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
One top.
Yeah. When she said that, I was like, "Wait, what?" Baby girl. Baby girl. On a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 5 at best. In the words of the famous may he rest in peace, Kevin Samuels.
I'm kind of talking about it, even in terms of that.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about it. Yeah.
And let me just say this really quick. There's nothing wrong with being a 5. There's nothing wrong with being a 5. In fact, most people are average. Okay. A 5 is average. Okay. Nothing wrong with being average. Most of us are average. I'm just saying the way she was talking and acting was like she was, I'm a 10. That's how she was talking and acting. She's a cute girl now. Don't get me wrong. She's not ugly by far. She's a nice looking woman. She's very attractive. But cut it out. Cut it out.
I want to get it thrown in the cup. Yeah, we're gonna talk.
She said, "Come on and get up in the car. We're gonna talk about it." So he was getting out of the car to open the door for her. She stopped him.
So, yes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So you expect a man to go all out on the first date? Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. Look at, I mean, when you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her, because I get courted. So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree.
No,
I
At the
went
Cheesecake
into this
Factory?
date as I expect.
Did y'all hear what she said? Did y'all hear what she said? Now, I agree with what she said about when you're taking out a woman, you're supposed to cover her, protect her, and you know, all of that kind of stuff. Pay for her meal and everything. You know what I mean? I agree with that. But the way she carried on was as if he wasn't doing that. Now, from what I see so far in this video, he's doing everything that she said. He got out the car to walk around to open the door for her. She refused to get out. He picked her up. Not many men is picking you up for dates nowadays. You got to meet them at the date. You got to meet them at the date. Not many men picking women up today. Okay, let's start there. So he picked her up. And if he is getting out of the car right now to to open the door for her, I guarantee you he did the same thing when it came to when he picked her up. I guarantee you when he picked her up, he got out the car, opened the door. I guarantee you he went and knocked on her thing and rang her bell. I believe he rang her bell. Men ain't coming to the door with flowers and ringing the bell. Something about come on out. Are you ready for the date? Let's start there. No, as a matter of fact, I had to go, start at another point. Start at another point. Not only are they not picking you up, but they're also not walking up the stairs or walking to your door and ringing the bell and saying, hello, beautiful. Here's some flowers. You look nice. They're not doing that either. Okay. What they saying is meet me at Cheesecake Factory at the bar. Nah. Yeah, let me stop. Okay, let me finish playing this. Let me finish playing.
With expectations for myself to keep you safe, to respect you, uh, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been free.
And then
Cheesecake.
I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with.
As you should.
I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative.
Cooperative. Cooperative. That's a good word right there. Let's stay right there for a second. Cooperative. Kevin Samuels spoke about this too when he was alive. He spoke about how women, these new women nowadays, they just not cooperative. They do not want to cooperate. They want to create chaos. Chaos, confusion. No cooperation. No cooperation. No. No. That I like that word, sir. I like that word. She was not cooperative. Let's go.
And at least,
what did I do that wasn't cooperative?
Well, I mean, like, even like when we were walking to the car, you wouldn't put your hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand. Or anything like that.
I mean, it's too early for that. Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay, maybe it is too early to be holding hands, right? But in addition to that, it is equally too early to be going to a 5-star restaurant for a first date. Girl, come on now. We're gonna get into that too in a little bit, but let's go.
I can respect that. I can respect that. When I got to your apartment to pick you up, you didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not
Again,
we're not there. Okay. And then, but
I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman.
but
I got myself all made
nothing
up.
wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay.
She said there's a lot wrong.
Look at my plan. Where we were gonna go.
See, now that's where we should have went. All right there. Call him. Call him.
No.
What do you mean no?
See, I specifically told you both yesterday and this morning that I'd come to pick you up at 4 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm.
And I got to your place at 4 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even come downstairs for another hour. So I was waiting downstairs.
Y'all see this shit? Even if this is a skit, this shit happens for real. There's these women out here that's like real divas and think they more than what they are. That do shit like this. And this is why they still single.
For an hour.
But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late. And like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my apartment. And that is not possible.
And that's why I'm saying, I'm thinking, okay, if we're not there in the relationship to, meet at your apartment.
Come on, talk about it.
We're not ready in a relationship for such a nice, fancy restaurant as Aria. Especially if I'm paying for the whole thing. Which I'm still willing to do. I would have been.
I like him. I like him. He spoke with a lot of sense. He made a lot of sense with everything he was saying because just like he said, and I just said that a few minutes ago, this is the first date. Let's talk about first dates. For me, a first date don't have to be fancy, right? But if it is, I'm cool with that. Um, I think a first date is a date that you're getting to know the person. I think the first date is the date that you're just getting like familiar with the person's energy, trying to see if there is like, you know, some type of chemistry or whatever between y'all. That's a time for that. Um, and I just don't think that it's fair that anybody should have to come out of their pocket, men in particular right now, because that's what we're talking about. But I don't think that it's fair for any man to have to come out of his pocket so on such a high bill for a first date, and then there's no chemistry, there's no connection, there's no good conversation, there's nothing. And you just made this hefty investment and you get nothing back in return. And I'm not saying that when I say you get nothing back in return, I'm not even talking about from the physical aspect. I'm talking about from something deeper than that. So, for example, if you're on this first date and there was chemistry, there was a connection, there was good conversation, it was all of that. That's what you're getting back. You're getting back the same energy. You know that this could possibly go further. But if you get on this first date and you spend $200-300 on some food and drinks with a person, a young lady sitting across from you that's giving you like negative energy or giving you vibes like I ain't feeling you, giving you vibes like this my last time, we ain't going out no more, like I don't like you like that, like giving you all those negative vibes, and then you done drop $200-300 on dinner, your ass gonna be mad. You gonna be mad because you ain't getting shit back. You gonna be mad. So a first date, I think, depending on to the because you can create some type of chemistry and connection through talking on the phone. You can do that. Now, if prior to the first date, y'all had like explosive conversations, like deep conversations, and you felt these magical feelings over the phone, and y'all was on the phone for hours and hours, and you just felt like, oh my God, I just like him or I like her. And ooh, I just like the energy. I can't wait to get see you in person. And if that happened, now I don't think that there's anything wrong with going to some place that may be a little more expensive than the Cheesecake Factory. You know what I mean? If it was a situation like that, but to me, it sounded like this young lady right here and this young man didn't even get to that point. It was like, oh, he want to take me out. The vibe I'm getting is he want to take me out. Let me let him take me out. Okay, let me finish playing because I just went on and on and on. Sorry, y'all.
But if we're late, I mean, I told you twice.
It was
We literally left.
It wasn't that. She keep making me want to say stuff.
Supposed to be. And I specifically said 4 because maybe we could get there early and even have some time to get to know each other on the way there and while we're in the parking lot. I mean, for a reservation.
we can still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant you can call that, like, the equivalent to that? I mean,
I
you,
literally
you
just
don't
said,
understand. Look at me. I did
Mm-mm.
not go in the Cheesecake Factory.
Girl, you can go on the cheesecake. Girl, you could go to White
That's
Castle.
embarrassing.
Embarrassing to who? Cheesecake Factory?
I can tell it's not gonna be there. I and maybe we're not right for each other.
Right, right.
So respectfully, I'm gonna just drop you off at home.
Oh no, he didn't.
She's talking about, oh no, he didn't.
So you just want to call it a night?
Yes. as he should.
Some kind of compromise or something?
Compromise? You didn't try to compromise.
I'm sorry, y'all. If I don't feel respected, I mean,
He know who he is. He ain't got to take this shit.
you don't.
Right. You didn't want that place.
I understand that I was late. I understand that.
An hour late.
That I could have been a bit more cooperative.
A whole lot more cooperative. Now you understand.
Are you sure you want to go home?
Yes.
I don't have a lot of rules. I don't have a lot of expectations for a first date, but I've already said that. You broke it. So, I'm sorry.
He broke every expectation that he.
Whatever. Well, I guess I understand. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Sure. Shit she pull. He stood his ground. And I ain't even mad at him for that.
I'm sorry.
Wow. Okay, so now this video I want to start acting crazy. Hold on, y'all. Oh, a commercial is coming on. Is a commercial coming on? She is something else. Yeah, commercial. Let me. We gotta wait for we got a commercial break. But y'all, do y'all hear this mess? This is crazy. I was like, wow. I was like, this is unbelievable. I couldn't believe my ears when I was listening to that. Isn't it? Okay, I'm able to skip past that.
So now here we are, a few weeks later. I'm sure you've had some time to think about what you guys discussed in the call.
Hold on, let me just say this real quick before we get into this audio from what's his name? Kevin Wesley, The Truth Factor. So y'all go check him out. Kevin Wesley had the young lady and the young man on his channel for an interview. Yesterday it came out. But before I continue with letting y'all listen to this, I'm just looking at her and I'm looking at him and I'm saying to myself, y'all don't even match. Like she mad bigger than him. He all little. And then he's of a different culture and race. And I'm not saying that people from different cultures and races can't get together and it work, because it can. But I just think that, I don't know, he kind of giving me like Indian vibes or something. You know, they don't normally go outside their race. That's what he messed up at anyway. Like, why are you trying to get with a black woman? Y'all not even, y'all not gonna be the same. Y'all not gonna be the same. It's just not. Anyway, let me finish playing this video, y'all. Like, seriously.
Car, I'm sure you've had some time to think about it. Before I ask you any questions, have you guys had a second date? No second dates. Okay. So I'll start with you, Jay. What has dating been like for you since that video went viral?
Since I was on the video, kind of unexpected, I might not have put my best foot forward, and so I feel like, I've not really met anyone since.
Yeah, that's not what he asked. You going into a whole bunch of stuff.
Really gotten to get to know like that, because a lot of women, they might have seen the video or might have heard from it, or maybe a friend of them has seen the video and shares it with them. And so they kind of had this image of me based on the video.
Absolutely.
And it hasn't really helped.
Okay. What?
It's like they might think everything about me is reflected in that video, and I don't think it is. And but yeah, it's been difficult.
Sure.
Well, and it's even before this, dating has already been difficult for me.
Oh, I feel bad for him because, like, He just said even before, he said the dating has been difficult for him because of this video. And before this, it's been difficult. So now, because of this video, it's probably worse, right? He doesn't look like a real confident guy. He doesn't sound really confident. He looks and sounds like a woman could just, walk all over him. Ooh. And he was really trying to impress this lady. But her ass was an hour late. She could have been impressed. She could have been impressed if she wasn't an hour late. Let's finish listening to him.
I imagine your views kind of clash with what you're looking for and what they're looking for.
Yeah,
That's what I just said.
So, because, I mean, I think
I just said that.
in general, my values kind of reflect wanting to build something that lasts.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make sure that anyone that I meet is willing to build a really strong foundation based on our mutual values.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it in general, or a lot of the people that I meet, either they don't have time to set towards building something like that, or they just don't want to because they're younger, they want to experience.
Stop going after them black girls. Go after the girls in your culture. You need someone with the same culture and values as you. Okay? We ain't the same as you.
Casual dating or whatever it is, and it's just not something that.
Yes, thumbs up the video, y'all.
Understood. So obviously, guys, Jay's saying that they have a negative, viewing him in a negative light when it comes to dating. When I saw Jay, I saw someone who was making some excellent points, who knew what he wanted, and he's actually now like a giga chad in the manosphere world, in the red pill community. The brother's being mentioned everywhere for the way he handled that conversation.
I love the way he handled it too.
Well, because during this conversation, Alicia. We'll get that right. Okay, so Alicia, you didn't seem to really disagree with what he was saying. Now you had a
look at him over here correcting him on how to pronounce her name. All right, not Alicia, but Alicia is her name. She looked at him and she said, "Thank you. Now you want to be cooperative and feminine? Girl, go sit down somewhere."
Definitely a different opinion before he gave you his mind, right? But you seemed very receptive to it. Can you explain to me kind of what you were thinking and how you saw him in that video? Because he's saying they took him in a negative light. What do you think?
Well, yes, I think once we had the conversation, I could see my role in the conflict.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Good.
Just back up a little bit. To be fair, I mean, I was always raised that the man is supposed to cater to you. I mean, you're courting me, so court me.
And that's what he was doing.
That means wherever I want to go, you take me.
Absolutely.
Whatever I want, you buy me. That's courting. I'm looking for a provider. So, but after the conversation, I could see how there was a lot of I.
Okay.
In that exchange. It was.
What I don't understand is how and why is it that anybody that saw that video would look at the man in a negative way? He did nothing wrong. He did everything right. What did he do wrong? These women are just looking at him in a negative way because he looks like a beta male. He looks soft. He looks weak. He doesn't exude confidence. That's why they looking at it in a negative way. It ain't got nothing to do with what happened in that video, because if it do, then these chicks out here is lost for real. Like, what we gonna do if they really believe that he should be looked at in a negative way based off of his interaction with her in this video and how he handled it? Then what is going to happen to the future? What is going to happen? Baby, we living in a land of the mother freaking lost. Yes, we living in the land of the lost.
I was definitely very self-centered, and I can appreciate if I do want someone to provide for me.
Absolutely. Okay. Okay, great. So
Glad you
now I'll
know.
ask you this. Based on your idea of dating before your conversation with Jay, how did you grow up? Who also thinks that way? I'm sure you have friends who think that way. I've heard it a lot.
I mean, everybody. I mean, that's what the man's he's supposed to be providing.
Absolutely.
So, and beautiful woman. So I'm expecting to be treated like royalty. I mean, come on. So that's what I was doing.
Is how do we treat him? And that's where the disconnect was.
Right.
In the video, now of course I'm sure you think of it differently now, but in the video you basically told him that you're not going in there, you know your value. It would be embarrassing for you to go inside a Cheesecake Factory. A lot of people like Cheesecake Factory. Now, so when I see that video, I'm thinking, okay, she must have some friends who probably would disagree with her going inside a Cheesecake Factory. Your peer group. So peer pressure probably keeps you in.
Live that. Oh my God. I would never live that down.
Wow. Just ate the Cheesecake Factory. They wouldn't let you live that down.
No, I have an image to protect.
Oh.
Wow.
Does not do that. I mean, that was that was my circle though. That's how I mean. That's how we roll.
Sure.
I mean, to be quite blunt, that's how we roll. Hypergamy is a big, it's a big thing in my circle. It's what I mean. It's what we've been taught. Why? I mean, as a Black woman, I'll go there. I mean, as a Black woman, we're really.
What you getting ready to say about as a Black woman now? It's
really tired of having to settle.
Arrowful Urology is here to help you and your loved ones. They can send supplies like protective underwear and bladder control pads for.
We want to be treated well. Mm-hmm. We want that soft light.
You know what? I get everything she's saying about having a man that's a provider and wanting to be treated well and wanting to be, just treated like royalty and a queen and this and just treated just like I'm yours and you're mine. And I get all of that. I get all of that. But girl, this was the first date. And from what I have seen thus far, he treated you very well. But I'm so happy that she was able to see herself on this video. I'm happy that it went viral so that she could do some self-reflection now. Is her mind going to change when it comes to things like this? I don't know. I don't know.
That's what I thought I was going after. However, what I understand is a part of having a soft life is being cooperative.
Being soft.
Not being combative.
Yes.
Actually being soft.
Right.
And receptive, and sweet.
Absolutely.
Pleasant, right? Because we do understand the value of resources, but it can't be just something for a lifestyle. Resources, a man's resources is not just for a woman's experiences and traveling and the lifestyle they'll live when married is for providing for the family and the children. And that's why she should seek a man and, respect his resources or prioritize his resources, not just for what it can do for her. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you were in the beginning of it, you was just saying, I'm not doing it. It seemed really selfish. Right. And I appreciated that when I saw the video myself. That's one of the things I covered is wow, I've never seen a woman that receptive to being accountable, right? And you were. But Jay, however, didn't want to go out on a date. He wanted to discontinue that date. and he wanted to take it on to the house. Jay, is that your first time stopping a date midway through and going on back home, or?
Yeah, something like that's. I'm sorry, at least that's the first time I've really like put my foot down to that kind of extent.
That's a nice guy. Yeah, I know what they say. Nice guys finish last. He just sat there and apologized to her for saying that this was his first time stopping a date midway through, or not even it wasn't even midway through. The date didn't even happen. They didn't ever get to the date. They was on their way to the date, and the date got stopped before it got started. And when he just said sorry, before he said sorry, and he, answered the guy that's interviewing him, before he answered his question and said, yes, this was his first time, she was like she's so shocked. Girl, stop. So I'm happy that he put his foot down and he stood up for himself, because had he went through with that date and took her someplace else and they established more than just the first date and they continued to build a relationship, he would have been getting drugged through the mud. Do you hear me? Oh, she would have been using that man for whatever it is that she can get out of him. And that's all it would have been. That's all it would have been about. That's it. That's all. Mm.
But it's not like an isolated incident, you know. Like I've gone on dates with several people now, even before her, where they had very specific things they were looking for in a boyfriend or whatever, and even within my own circles, right? And that's just not something that I'm looking for, because I was raised like we were talking about how she was raised, whereas with me, like my family, like we've passed down the name for ages, and we're a very close knit, strong family.
You passed down your first name, Jay? Like
Yes.
your father's and father's
Yeah.
generations, probably.
I mean, I couldn't really count it myself.
Wow.
Oh, it's that many.
I mean, the thing is, like, I'm from India.
Okay.
You know,
I knew he was Indian. Didn't I say he was? I thought he was Indian. They usually don't go outside of their race and their culture, but for reasons like this. What is he doing?
Where like India was separated from Pakistan, and a lot of my family were on both sides of that, and we had to come back together. Wow. And we had to. It was very important for us to stay strong after the fact. At the time, maybe we didn't care as much about like creating this legacy, but ever since, it's like that's been one of the strongest parts of our family.
Nice.
The importance in creating a legacy. And with that in mind, like I've grown up with the idea that I want a strong family here now that I'm living in America. The only kind of relationships I seek are ones where that is the only value. That is the biggest value. That is the most important thing for the other person as well as for me.
So what kind of conversations were they having before they got on this date? They didn't have none.
Wow. That's actually powerful. So your family going through all that they did, it caused you guys to really idealize relationships, right? And
specifically relationships that last.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so
relationships that last.
In America dating. And mostly in our culture, where you said it earlier, you were a Black woman. Of course, we have been through some things, right? In our culture here in the States and throughout the whole diaspora, I like using that word. But a lot of times our culture has
What
been
that word
strict,
mean?
and we haven't yet
Diasporalic.
idealized
You
relationships.
have to look that up.
So we're more so going along with the flow. So here he is in America, and he's meeting a woman who's in America, and she sees dating the way Americans see dating, and so I can see the clash in that.
Yeah.
You know, he's looking at you as if that's selfish. You're looking at him as if, you know, he's treating you beneath your worth.
Right.
You're looking at your value. So here's what I want to do, guys. I want to go back a bit. Can y'all tell me how y'all met? I want you to tell me how you guys met.
So I was in Midtown, and like I barely even have time to go out with friends and all that. But it was a really close friend's birthday, so I went to get some drinks for the first time in ages, and I saw this beautiful woman who it seemed like every other guy in the bar was either intimidated by or too shy to
Now he
talk
really
to.
boosting her head up.
I thought, what the hell? Why not? And she was, minding her own business. And I asked her her name, Alicia, and I thought that's a beautiful name. And even despite how loud it was in the bar, we were still able to talk a little here and there. And I got her number, and here we go. So
Wait.
we kept talking after that for a little bit, and then like a week later, I asked her, "You want to go out to this restaurant?"
Yeah.
And I told her it would be a surprise. And maybe that might be a problem on my part. You know, it might have raised the expectations a little bit, but I guess the surprise ended up being Cheesecake Factory, where the original surprise was.
I want to get to that. You had something else planned for her, right?
Yeah.
Because of how the evening went, the Cheesecake Factory happened, right?
Yeah.
So
can I just say,
sure.
I love the Cheesecake Factory, and it's a place that I've gone to for like every birthday. So like it wasn't just like a random restaurant to me. It was also like a place that I've gone with my family.
Memories. Look at this. He's a really, really nice guy, family oriented, looking for someone that shares the same values as he has, the same morals. She's not it. And he knows it. And he knows it.
So you didn't. So obviously the because you guys were late, she wasn't ready. You weren't able to take her to the restaurant that you wanted to take her to. You figured I can't go wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Right.
Restaurant, you know.
It's my lucky.
She'll love it.
That's the lucky spot too. That's apparently
lucky spot. Okay, we'll come back to that. Well, no, I'm kidding with you. So Jay, you see Jay walking up to you in the bar, say Midtown. He's walking up to you. He's gonna talk with you. There are other guys around you. Did you notice those guys probably want to talk to you? Did you see that? And
I did.
So what made you say, okay, I'm going to give this guy a chance? What was it about?
Well, he was bold enough to come up and talk to me for one.
Okay.
So yes, I definitely am attracted to confidence. He just seemed like he had a pure heart. He was, very thoughtful, engaging. I mean, the only he won me over. He did win me over, but I'm a tall woman, and so there wasn't necessarily like that immediate attraction.
Right, because you are way bigger than him, girl.
It was really his heart that made me say, "Give this guy."
Okay. Yeah. Is that where you draw your line? Is that typically you don't date guys who are you guys have to be at least your height or taller before you would date them? Okay. Okay, I understand that. That probably makes it difficult.
I understand it too.
Finding someone suitable for yourself. You are what, 6'1", 6?
I'm almost 6'1", yeah.
Almost 6'1". Wow.
And he about 4 feet.
Let's see. 14.5% of men are at least 6 feet, right? But that next 2 inches for you to find someone taller than you, that's 3.6% of men in the entire world.
14%.
Tall enough.
Wow.
That are at least 6'2". Is that discouraging?
Wow, I didn't know that.
You need one, but he needs to be that height. He needs to make the resources, right?
Yeah.
He needs to be funny. He needs to be charismatic. He needs to be disciplined.
You know what? This bitch is delusional at best. How about that?
It doesn't discourage you. Like,
I'm not. But no.
that I like.
Yeah,
I like
but no, I mean,
And optimist.
logically speaking, I understand what you're saying. I've heard this many times, but I haven't given up on, I hadn't given up on that. But I'm actually open. I really enjoyed our conversation, so I would consider.
Well, sure, and I was going to commend you for that. I didn't see it as a. I know you're saying that they have to be that height, but it seems that you are willing to, make an exception, just like you did for Jay here when he walked up and he had the confidence of a 6'2" man. You were to at least hear what he had to say, and that's a good thing. Because it may not be the cookie cutter thing.
Jay still like her. I mean, Jay still.
Relationship.
Jay still like her.
Gives our children and our lineage what they need for years and generations to come, right? We may have to make an exception or two, right?
Yeah. Sometimes it's not what we want; it's what we need.
Y'all, what I will say is this.
And we have to be more open to.
And I agree with her on that. Sometimes it's not what we want, it's what we need, especially as women, because one thing about women is, especially, when we're younger, we tend to go for guys for the wrong reasons, and a lot of times, we wait till we get a little bit older and maybe it might be too late, and maybe it's not too late, but we wait till we get a little bit older to change our mindset about the type of guy that we want to date or whatever the case may be. And like Alicia just said, sometimes it's not about what you want, but it's about what you need, and clearly she wasn't really thinking about what she needed when they pulled up to the Cheesecake Factory. She was thinking about what she wanted. Okay. But initially her reason for even entertaining him is because maybe I should try something different, but sometimes it's not about what we want, it's about what we need. And sometimes that work for women, sometimes it don't. It is what it is. But I'm going to end this video now because my phone is on only 13%. And I really want to continue, this live with you guys, but my phone is about to not let me be great. So in this video that we're looking at, they got about, let me see how many more minutes. We looked at 20 something minutes of it. We looked at 23 minutes of it. And this is actually a 38-minute video. So that means there's about 15 more minutes left of the video, I guess, if my math is correct. If y'all want to watch this video, go to Kevin Wesley, The Truth Factor. That is his YouTube channel name, and that is where you can find this video at that we were just listening to together. Yeah, so I mean, I'm happy that she was able to recant, not recant, but I'm happy she was able to watch the viral video and be able to reflect on her behavior and see that it was not good. And hopefully, in watching her behavior back over the last few days or weeks or however long ago this situation took place. But hopefully she can sit back and look at it and really think about changing her mindset about some things. I'm not saying that she should change her mindset in terms of still wanting a man that can provide for her or a man that is going to protect her and, things like that. She shouldn't change that, but she should definitely change how she treat people. You only knew this man for 1 week and you wanted him to take you somewhere fancy schmancy. Like you wasn't even attracted to him when you first saw him. You still not attracted to him, but you wanted him to take you somewhere fancy schmancy. Girl. Anyway, I'm gonna finish watching the rest of this off camera. That's all I'm gonna give as far as like my opinion on it or whatever. You guys can leave your comments and your opinions in the comment section. Thumbs up this video. Share this video out, and you know, um, to all the ladies out there, just especially like this generation now that is coming up, try to practice kindness and gentleness and being loving and caring and cooperative. Yeah, that's gonna be the word of the day for you young ladies out there. Be cooperative. Yeah, I like that word. I like that word. I really like that word. But I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all go check this video out on this young man's channel. Um, I will chat with you guys later. I got a story time. I keep saying that I'm gonna come on and do a story time video, but I would definitely be back tomorrow night to do my story time video. So y'all stay tuned for that. Anyway, with that being said, until next time, remember, hair is your glory. Peace. Bye, guys.